Alabama fans, welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host, Chris Daughtry, and Kaleb DeBoer, he goes out and does it yet again. We've been waiting on this one for a little bit now, but four-star linebacker and wolf target for Alabama, Dawson Merritt, committed yesterday on Wednesday to the Alabama Crimson Tide, and what a month of June it has been for Alabama. In Kaleb DeBoer's first recruiting class at Alabama, 19 total commits in this 2025 class now, and 9 of those commits coming in the month of June, starting off with Keelan Russell just a couple weeks ago, and then the dominoes sure have followed since then. So if you guys are excited about Dawson Merritt, we've done it before, and we're going to keep doing it here on the Alabama Football Report. Like today's video if you are excited for the commitment. It has worked for us every single time now. Every time we do this, likes equals commitments. Alabama lands another commit in this 2025 class just a couple days later. So make sure you guys like today's video for me right now. Dawson Merritt, we've been talking about him for a while now. Took his official visit a couple weeks ago for Alabama, and we'll bring that up here later in a second. But four-star recruit in this 2025 class, top 100 prospect in this class, number 11 linebacker, and he's pretty much around there on both On3 and 247, their composite rankings. So pretty same there in those rankings. Like I said, he is going to be a wolf candidate for Alabama and their first wolf target in this class as well. And, that's not that middle linebacker position in this new Kane Womack defense. It's going to be that outside linebacker, edge rusher type guy. So Alabama's got one on board now. They're going to be looking to get at least one more in this class. He's also the number 3 player from the state of Kansas. And, it was between Alabama and Nebraska for Dawson Merritt. And, when you look at the official visits here, 3 visits for each team. He visited Nebraska back on September 16th of 2023. And then visited Nebraska unofficially April 13th, and then made that official visit on April 26th. And then Alabama, he visited unofficially back on March 22nd. That was way after Kaleb DeBoer already took the job at Alabama. And then he took another official visit just a month later on April 20th. And then he came in for that official visit on June 7th. And we've talked about it before. His dad is the DB coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. So very smart kid, a lot of football knowledge in that household. And, he wasn't a new guy for Kaleb DeBoer when he made that offer for Alabama. Kaleb DeBoer offered him last October when he was still the coach at Washington. So the relationships have been there for Dawson Merritt and Kaleb DeBoer, and I'm super excited to get him on this 2025 recruiting class. So I want you guys to get in the comments right now. Grade the Dawson Merritt commit for Alabama. Get in the comments, grade it A, B, C, D, or F. It is the pinned comment of today's video, so if that ad comes here on YouTube, that's totally fine. You guys don't want to watch the ads anyways. Just go down there to that pinned comment and grade the commitment of Dawson Merritt, A, B, C, D, or F. We've also got a lot of top targets for Alabama who have set their commitment dates in this 2025 class. And we've talked about a lot of these guys a lot, so we're not going to go super far in depth to them, but the commitment dates are very notable. First player up on this list today, Dijon Lee. He has been predicted to Alabama by multiple different sites on 3 and 247 Sports. He's a 5-star cornerback commit in this class, number 22 overall. The number 4 corner and the number 1 player from the state of California. He's going to be committing on Friday at 2:30 Eastern Time. So make sure you guys have those notifications turned on because we will do a short for that as well. But Alabama only has 2 DB commits in this class right now, Derek Smith and Chuck McDonald. Dijon Lee would be a really big one in this class. He's a really big corner as well, 6'4". He's a very long cornerback, and he's able to go against some of those, outside bigger receivers as well. And, he's with that size, he's not really losing a step against those guys. Alabama and Georgia are the 2 teams to watch for Dijon Lee. Josiah Sharma is the next player up on the list today. He's a 4-star recruit in this 2025 class, a defensive lineman. Alabama's only got 2 defensive linemen in this class right now, so another, big-time spot for Alabama in this class. Number 230 overall in the 247 Sports composite rankings, the number 28 defensive lineman, and the number 21 player from the state of California. He is also going to be committing on Friday, June 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. He's the same way as Dawson Merritt. He's had this relationship with Kaleb DeBoer for a while now. He was committed to Washington as a 3-star. He committed on January 1st of this year. And then, obviously, Nick Saban retires. Kaleb DeBoer gets the job at Alabama, decommits from Washington. Sounds like Alabama, Texas, and Oregon are the 3 teams that we need to look at for his recruitment. We will have a short for him as well. Before we move on and get to some of these other top names in this 2025 class with their commitment dates, make sure you guys go check out chatsports.com/NFL jerseys. That is at that Fanatics website. They've got all the guys that were drafted for Alabama in this past year's draft. They've got Kool-Aid McKinstry. They've got Tyrion Arnold, Dallas Turner, J.C. Latham. I know a lot of Alabama fans out there are, Titans fans, Saints fans, Falcons fans. They've got Jace McClellan on there as well. If you want a Jace McClellan jersey, they have got it for you. Just go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey. There will also be a little clickable link over there in the corner that you guys can click on. Just click on that link, go to the Fanatics website, search whoever's name that you want or jersey for, and they will have it for you guys. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. Jordan Davidson is the next player on this list for us. He is a running back in this 2025 class, a 4-star. Another top 100 target that Alabama's going after. The number 6 running back in this class. And we'll talk about a little bit later in today's show, A.K. Deer, the number 2 running back in this class. Another top running back target for Alabama because they've only got 1 so far in this class. But he is the number 12 player from the state of California as well. Modern day high school guy. So, we've got a couple modern day high school players already in this 2025 class. Sure would be nice to get another one. He is the 3rd guy that is going to commit on June 28th this Friday. So, we don't have a time for that yet. But, once he commits, we'll have a short for you guys if it is Alabama. And then another big name that we've talked about a lot, and it really sparked up very recently. That's Khik Lockett. He's going to be committing on August 7th. He's a 5-star recruit in this 2025 class, 17 overall, number 3 wide receiver, and the number 6 player from the state of Texas. Starting off just a couple weeks ago, it was LSU, Texas A&M, Florida State, and Texas really were those top 4 teams in his recruitment. But once Keelan Russell got on as Alabama's 2025 quarterback, he got in conversation with Russell, and Khik Lockett both talked, and he decided to set a official visit for Alabama. And it was one of those midweek visits, so not as much, social media hype, if you will, around that. But, he's the number 3 wide receiver in this class, a very good talent. He's going to be committing on August 7th. Now, Steve Wiltfong is the only prediction in for Khik Lockett right now. He's got him predicted to Texas. So, Texas probably the team to beat right there. But I think Alabama, and he said it as well. Khik Lockett said it as well. Alabama definitely gave him something to think about on that official visit just a couple weeks ago. So what is the percent chance that Alabama lands Khik Lockett in this 2025 recruiting class? Let me know down in the comments section right now. What percent chance do you think Alabama lands Khik Lockett? Justin Hill is the next player on our list today. He plans on committing on July 3rd. He's a 4-star recruit in this class, number 72 overall. The number 7 edge rusher out of the state of Ohio. The number 4 player from the state of Ohio from Winton Woods down there in Cincinnati. Ohio State seems like the top team right now for him. Being an in-state guy in Ohio, that seems, like it adds up. Chad Simmons and Steve Wiltfong have also put in official predictions for him to commit to Ohio, but Alabama really showed out on his official visit. And, I think the Crimson Tide are definitely still up there for Justin Hill in his recruitment. And like I said before, we will have a short on it when he commits, wherever he commits, on the Alabama Football Report. Damen Shanklin is the last guy that we're going to talk about today, or the last guy who has set a commitment date anyways. He's going to be committing on July 5th, so what's that, next week, a week and a half from now, something like that. He's a 4-star recruit in this class, number 114 overall, the number 11 edge rusher in this class, and the number 1 player from the state of Indiana. I don't really care where guys rank, 114 is still solid in the rankings, but when you get a number 1 player in whatever state it is, I do not care if it's Alaska, I don't care if it's Canada. When you get a number 1 player in a state or a country, that's a solid thing for you. I'd really like to see him in Alabama's 2025 class. Some of the other top targets for Alabama right now, they do not have commitment dates yet, but, A.K. Deer, we've talked about him a lot, 4-star running back, definitely in that 5-star category as well once those final rankings come out. Number 29 overall, the number 2 running back in this class, currently committed to Ole Miss, but he's been predicted as well by On3 to flip to the Crimson Tide. They did a lot on his official visit, his last official visit, so we'll see what happens there. I would love to get A.K. Deer in this class. And then we talk about a couple wide receivers as well. Alabama's got 1 right now in this class, and they're probably going to take 3 max. So, you talk about Khik Lockett as well. He set his commitment date already. If it is Alabama, big emphasis on if, it could affect these guys, their decision as well. Caleb Cunningham, 5-star wide receiver, the number 2 wide receiver, and the number 13 player overall, Derek Meadows, a guy that I really like a lot as well. Really big guy. He's a 4-star wide receiver, number 62 overall. So all 4 of these guys, top 100 players, the number 9 wide receiver in this class. And then Ty Haywood, another player that has been predicted to Alabama, 5-star offensive tackle, number 11 overall, and the number 2 offensive tackle in this class. When you got 3 guys right here who have been predicted to Alabama, the number 2 player at that position, that's a really positive sign in my opinion. So make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. We just went through all these guys who have set their commitment dates. We will have a short for you guys on all those guys if they commit to Alabama. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you turn those notifications on. Change it from personalized to all. So every time we put a video out, you guys get a notification for it. Don't miss any Alabama football news. Make sure you guys are subscribed.